somebody was going to give him that money. 100%, somebody was going to give him that money. No question about it. All types of guys are getting all types of money, and Draymond is not counted out of that bunch. Also, let's talk some big three. So we had the big three this weekend, which has been going on for the past 7 weeks or so. ISO Joe yesterday, or this weekend, hits a 4th point game winner, which it was in Chicago this weekend. Shaka, that dude Shaka Strong, was at the game. He was showing, he had some videos that he put up on his Facebook. He was enjoying the game, so shout out to him. But ISO Joe still has it. If you have any doubt in your heart or in your mind that ISO Joe can't come with it anymore, I'm gonna read some stats to you right here. Now, it is half court, it is a big three, but guess what? The dude is tearing it up, and he's hitting game winners. So, and that's pretty much all I really need to say. But I'm gonna break it down even further. Game 1, he had 27 points, 16 rebounds, game winner. Game 2, 20 points, 8 rebounds, hit another game winner. Game 3, 26 points, 7 rebounds. Game 4, 17 points, 7 rebounds. Another game winner. Shout out to RC in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Game 5, 19 points, 7 rebounds. Game 6, 21 points. Game 7, 21 points, 27 points, 16 rebounds, another game winner. This guy continues to destroy the big three. Everybody. Anybody and everybody can get it when it comes to this big three, and it comes to ISO Joe. And this is really the perfect game, I think, for him, which he said he would be open to coming back to the NBA, which I think he could definitely make it on a team. Whatever team you want that to be, he could play on that team. Any team in the NBA, I think he could play on and give you good quality minutes coming off the bench. Lakers, Warriors, whoever it may be, he can definitely give you something. And ISO Joe still has it. So never doubt ISO Joe. But he hit a 4-point game winner, which is basically a shot that you would see Steph or Clay shoot in most games. And Little Rock, Arkansas's own Joe Johnson had a summer league in Little Rock, Arkansas. But he's that guy, man. ISO Joe. Still got it. Still got ice water in his veins. Can't count the guy out because he will give it to you. Every opportunity he's on the floor, he will give it to you. All right, so NFL news from this weekend. Got a Cowboy story that I wasn't too happy about. Zach Martin had a slight injury. Cowboys say that they aren't going to rush him back. They say that he should be ready to go. There is some concerns about what's gonna happen to him going into the first game of the season, but they're saying he should be back and ready to go. Shouldn't be any issues. But we 100%, not 50%, not 75%, but we 100% need Zach Martin. So whatever the Cowboys need to do to get him back and ready to go, we need to do that. We need to make sure we do that. Also, Dak was interviewed. Shout out to 334 Bama Boy. 25 more days till Alabama season starts. But Dak says he won't lean on Zeke to report to training camp. You don't cross when it comes to business and friendship. And look, if you know Dak at all, you know that he was going to say this. You have to know that he was going to say this. Dak is not the type of guy that's going to call you out. He may call you out privately. I'm sure. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm sure he's probably picked up the phone and talked to Zeke. But he is not going to go in the media and say, Zeke, you better be here. We're dependent on you. We need you. Where are you? He's not going to do that. So nobody should be shocked or surprised by the response that Dak has had. But that goes back to say that the kind of the psyche of these two players is different. It is. What the Cowboys need to do is pay Zeke, says Fish, and you're right about that. Any type of talks that they have saying that they don't need Zeke is a lie. You do need him. And when you didn't have him, you've seen what happened in those 6 games that he was suspended. It was extremely rocky. There was a lot of concern. They were talking about firing people. They were talking about what does Dak really have. It was really bad. So you know that you need to pay this guy. It's a matter of how you're going to go about it, because you have Dax, whose contract is up. You have Amari Cooper, whose contract is up after this year. So you got a limited amount of time, and you got a limited amount of money to go around. So what are you going to do? What decision are you going to make? You got tough decisions to make too. This is not at all easy. I think this is very difficult. I wouldn't want to be in this spot. I wouldn't want to be in this spot at all, because you have a franchise that's looking at what you're doing, and you have fans that are looking at what you're doing. You yourself is looking in the mirror like, I want to keep all 3 of these guys, but I don't want to have to overpay. But you know you're going to have to do something sooner or later, or all these guys are going to be gone. And I think that's the last thing that you want, because then the Cowboys have already been mediocre. And then you would go further down in mediocrity, which you don't want to do. Ben, do you think not paying Zeke is a ploy to not pay Dak as much if the holdout goes into the season? Question by Jay Fish. Do I think not paying Zeke is a ploy to not pay Dak as much if the holdout goes into the season? I think possibly. I do, because you know deep down that these two guys work well together, and you really need both. And the Cowboys do not want to start over. And I think you're right about that. But I also, like I said, I think they're wanting to wait and see how this season goes, which this could backfire. Because if you wait and see how the season goes, and Cowboys end up going to the conference championship game, then that means you have to pay. But they are playing chess right now. They are 100% playing chess. And I think that with Zeke, technically you don't have to pay him. And I don't see Zeke holding out for 2 years. I don't see that happening. So something's going to come to a head. And they got to make a decision. Decisions. They got to make them. Also, Josh Gordon files for reinstatement. Josh Gordon of the New England Patriots files for reinstatement. We'll see how that goes. I know he has been in up and down with the NFL. It really hasn't been a great career for him because he hasn't been on the field. But when he is on the field, he lights it up. And he is perfect in any offense, I think, because all you got to do is air the ball out. He can run routes. He's efficient. But he can't stay on the field. Can't stay on the field. So we had the Pro Football Hall of Fame this weekend. Huge congratulations to Tony Gonzalez, which had I didn't see all the speeches, but I did watch the highlights or hear the highlights. Very emotional, talking about his mom, Ed Reed. I loved they call it Butte or Brute. Basically his statue, which I loved it with the hair. His speech, one of the best safeties in the game. I'm not going to say the best, but I'm going to say one of the best safeties in the game. Champ Bailey, which I remember, the fondest memory I have with Champ Bailey is playing with him on Madden. I remember any team that I had set up, my first thing to do was to try to get Champ Bailey on the squad. If that was via trade, if somehow he got released at any point in time, that was like day one for me, is to get Champ Bailey. Guy was a shutdown corner for years and one of the best in the game to do it. And Champ Bailey's speech was also very emotional, but part of what he said was, and he was talking to his white friends or to the white community, if a black person tells you about his pain, if he tells you about his struggles, listen. Which I thought that was great, and I think that's important. Like, we have to have dialogue. We cannot just ignore what's going on with the other person. We can't do that, because that's not going to bring any unity. That's not going to bring anything together. It's just going to cause more and further division. Ty Law, the New England Patriots. Kevin Mawai, he talked about his brother that passed away. Pat Bowlen, Gil Brandt, and then Johnny Robinson. So congratulations to all. I'm going to give a Benny Award to every last one of those guys, because that's a huge accomplishment. Like, we cannot take that lightly. You making it to the Hall of Fame, you can't take lightly, because that is hard work that was put in, and you got to factor in that is people recognizing what you've done over your entire career, which not a lot of people get that accomplishment. Not a lot of people get that praise, because it is the best of the best. And all of these guys are considered the best of the best Hall of Famers. Congratulations to each and every last one of them. Raider rumors going around that Antonio Brown is consulting with a foot specialist. I actually didn't know he had a foot injury. I don't know when it happened, but I do know he is consulting with a specialist. I don't know how deep or how severe this injury is, but he is still that guy. I think AB will be back. I think he'll be better than ever. I think he'll be ready to go. But there has got to be some concern there. If this injury is any type severe, that is something that you have to worry about and have to consider. Something that you have to think about. But what I would say is, I don't know how good the Raiders are going to be. I don't know. They're coached by John Gruden. They've got some pieces, but I honestly don't know how good they're going to be. I think I would have to watch some games early on to see how good they're going to be. And if you don't have AB going into the season, that's going to be a huge blow for you. So on Sunday, I believe that was a story coming through saying Tom Brady on the verge of finalizing a contract extension. A couple minutes later, he gets that extension, 2 years through 2021, and they will pay him $23 million this year. Tom Brady getting the money. He's already said that he wants to play, I think, till 44 or 46. And Father Time never loses. It's undefeated. So Father Time is going to tell you, he's 42 right now, and I think he said he wants to play another 4 years or so. I don't know if that's going to happen. I truly don't know if that's going to happen. But we thought, how long was Peyton Manning was going to play? And then you started seeing duck balls. You started seeing balls skipping. You started seeing all kinds of stuff that we have never seen from Peyton Manning. And at that point, it was time. He knew it was time. Everybody else knew it was time. And he stepped off, got the Super Bowls. So we'll see what happens with Tom Brady. I'm interested to see how long he truly will play. Jacksonville